side, that's where I was lacking. And your one session has encouraged me to pick up things because I feel that you made it so simple for us to do these things that I started working and creating my own sandbox and creating those
Yeah,
layouts. And I want to do the same thing with, VBCS because this shows the potential of our application. A lot of customers, they always think that our application is very closed loop, not allows extensibility. And I want to show to the customers this is how you can change the whole UI of the application and so user friendly. You can add, remove those tabs and sub tabs based on the user requirement. Doesn't user doesn't see that clustered screen of those various objects and gets confused. If I am doing only opportunity management, I will see only opportunity, object there on my screen when I log in into the system. That's how we should project is that so user centric application, right? So, Selva, we won't take much time. I think you started recording also, so I know you will have a call subsequent. So just go ahead for completing the remaining portion and then take us through VBCS. I think Shupil was on mute, playing with the kid.
hello. Sorry, I was not able to unmute myself. Is it okay? Am I
Okay.
audible?
Yeah. You are
Yeah, so
now
that is
audible.
right, Satyajit. Actually, so we from apps background, we may not have much exposure to the technical thing, but even now, if we go and do it, the actual, I mean, the real technical things we don't need to, but basic things, see, Anshuman and all, they are from the tech background, right? So they'll create APIs and they'll create, see the Node.js code or whatever to do that. But uh, we being the coming from apps background, to know little technical, I mean, how to use leverage this application and with little technical knowledge, and we can do it.
Yeah,
So that is the thing. See, I mean, the core technical people, they may not have understanding of
functional side. Yeah.
functional side of CRM, how this application works and where what is needed and all that. But yeah, so it is good for us to know, especially this VBCS, right? VBCS, uh, yeah, it is actually it is meant for citizen developers, right? Like people like us to drag and drop and create few I mean simple applications, and going forward if it really needed, we can go in depth technical and make changes accordingly. But it is easy to create a custom application uh, like in VBCS, and as I said, in analytics also one powerful tool, and now this data visualization and all that. So we can get hold of those things and then add value to our application actually.
True. And the challenge is right now, see, Anshuman is the only guy there in that team. So because he's involved in so many POCs, he can't give us a time, right, for doing those small things.
Right, exactly. So after the
Uh,
reorg, now I'm not able to say no to the APAC people. See, so that there are many deals I work with APAC people like Venkata, so many other deals. So they'll reach out to me. Similarly with so I cannot say no or whatever. So they know the things can be done quickly. Uh, so I'll keep doing. The same thing happens with Anshuman with the EMEA folks actually now. So there are
yeah.
a lot of people. He has a good rapport with many. So they'll ask for him actually. So now he's also in that way. So
Yeah, but at latter stage, now it's a great thing. Thank you so much for helping us, though we are part of IPAC. But later on, your managers will also start, forcing some rules and regulations on us, right?
yeah,
As
yeah,
investors.
right. Hello, sir. Is it okay? Am I audible?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
can.
Okay. I just lost a few seconds
Yeah,
in between.
even I lost the connection
Okay. I think. Yeah. So
with you on
can we
email
start?
itself. Yeah, go ahead. We can
Yeah.
start.
So let
Hmm.
me. I already started recording. I'll just share my screen. Uh,
I shared one email on to you just now. You can probably you may have that script also. You can guide us how to leverage that script. It's a very simple script. Later on, maybe towards the end of the session, not necessarily
okay.
now.
Okay. Fine. So I'm just sharing my screen. Let me know if you're all able to see this.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Yes. So. So last week we saw this one, right? I mean, last session we saw all this, and one thing. Say yeah, someone was asking about setting up a product catalog and all that. Correct. So that we'll see now. Before that, I'll just tell one liner about all this setup what we have in App Composer. So this relationship is to create relationship. When you create a custom object and you want to create, for example, you create a project object and you want to create a relationship with opportunity or any other standard object or a custom object. This is the place where you go and create the relationship, or you can see the existing relationships also. One thing is you cannot create a relation. You can create a relationship with the objects within CRM. So if you want to create a relationship from CRM to ERP, so that will not be possible here. Though it is a Fusion is one single application, you need to do a custom relationship. So that is what relationship is. Roles and security. Yeah, you don't have to see that. I think you're all aware. Where do you set up user creation, user? I mean, resetting the password, roles, security. I mean, sending the roles and everything for the user. That is in. If you go to Navigator as a super admin. Okay, so I'm not a super admin here for this instance. For example, this instance, if you go as a super admin, you will see something called security console. Okay, show more, and you will see something called security console here. So that is where you do the user administration actually. So when I say super user, it's good to in GSC instance. It's always good to use John Denver or Bala Gupta, that kind of user. CONSOLE console. So you see something called security console here. So this one you can. This is where you do the user administration. This roles and security will tell you. I mean, what are the objects and which are all the users. I mean, which are all the roles has access and all that. So object workflow. So this is one main feature which we use. What is object workflow is on a transactional record to achieve any business scenario, you can use this object workflow. So with this object workflow, what you can do that I'll quickly show here. Yeah, so if you come to object workflow, you see name, object, active, all right. So you can see what object. So for example, account object, I wanted to see if it is active. What are all the active object workflow we have? Nothing is there actually. So you can search and see the object workflow, and if you want to create a new object workflow, just click on this plus symbol and you can create a workflow. What is this workflow? What you can do, you can see here. So this workflow is for account object, and you are going to say send notification something, and when this workflow has to be triggered, when a record is created, when a record is updated. So meaning when an account is created or when an account is updated. So this is applicable for all the objects. You can create for service request, you can create for opportunity, anything. Okay, so now we are going to create for service request, maybe event point when a record is created or when a record is updated. So I would like to send a notification when a service request is created. And again, even when it is created, you can give a condition here. Here again, you will get that simple Groovy palette. You can write your condition here. If severity is equal to 1, yeah, return true. So in that case, you can give a condition. When a record is updated, again, you can give a condition. See, they have given an example. If status is in progress, or when it is, if the attribute change status, and if when they change the status to in progress, this workflow will be triggered. So you can select this triggering event, and you can give a condition also. So
This
based
can
on
also be approval workflow, right? This can also be approval workflow.
correct, yes. So based on this condition, you are going to trigger a workflow, and after triggering this workflow, what this workflow to be done, it can do all these actions. What are the actions? Either it can update a field on the object, or it can send an email notification, or it can create a task. It can send an outbound message. Outbound message in a sense, you can make a web service call, outbound call, and it can call a business process flow. So Oracle Engagement Cloud has an inbuilt BPM process. So in that there are few out of the box approval flows are there. I mean, we can leverage that, or we can create our own BPM flow if you have good knowledge on BPM. So that is the business process flow, or you can call a Groovy script function also. So when Groovy script function, you can write a small function to do some operation business system. When a service request is created, you create a function to update all the accounts or update all opportunity related to that service request or whatever. You can write a function, and you can call that function also based on this workflow. So field update, it is very simple. You can just go here and you can create a field update for this one. It will directly show you. See, now update SR field. So based on this, what you want to do, you're going to update the category industry, whatever industry to this value, and update more fields. So based on this condition, you are going to update few more fields. You can do this. See, as I said earlier, when you go to App Composer, you have something called, if you go to service request, you have something called triggers. Even there also, you can write your trigger Groovy code to do the operation, or this is one way of doing again workflow. So you can set all these values here to update the field. And email notification here again. So we said, right, outside the sandbox, we'll create email template, correct? So those email template has to be created beforehand before creating this workflow. So here, send notification, and yeah, I can select the email template. So email template which I have already created outside sandbox. So I can come and select the, yeah, so there is no email template as such now in this application. So when you created one, it will show up here. So you come and select the email template here. Okay, and then reply to address. Yeah, 1 minute. Yeah. So and then you can give a reply to address whom the notification has to be sent. Is it to the assignee, SR assignee, or the manager of the SR owner? So you can select a group here, or you can send to contacts in the service request. See, the primary contact of the SR. So you're creating an SR for your customer and you want to send a notification, automated notification to your customer. You can select your primary contact and roles, or you want to send certain group of people when an SR is created. Send a notification to all channel account manager or all marketing analyst. You can select the group itself. Or nothing of this list, you want to send to a specific user in the system. So always I wanted to, if that is, it is when this thing is created, I want to send to my BP or something. You can get this user. Yeah, so this is another instance. This is not a GS instance, so we'll not have those users. So you can select this user and you can select it, or you can give a specific email address also. So these are the recipients you can set to send the email notification. And here, whenever
just to give some examples, just to validate Silva. So, for example, when in a company when the account is created, right? that account creation, if I say that this account is from Bangalore, it should automatically tag it to territory north, sorry, south, right? Something like that. So that update will update the territory to south. The moment I say that this account is from Bangalore, the city is Bangalore, right? And then it will also send it the notification to the territory owner, let's say who is from south, right?
Correct.
And that south territory owner, the moment he gets an email, he will call up his guys. Guys, we have a new account created, so let's connect to that account and start progressing that account or opportunity, create an opportunity in that account, right? Those kind of scenarios we can create with this help of this object workflow.
Correct.
So a lot of automation can be done with the help of object workflow. That's what we should highlight in our demos.
Right. Yeah. So so that is one typical scenario. Yeah. So you get an instant alert. I mean, the territory owner or maybe all the territory members, or if it is an SR, if it is assigned to your queue, all the queue owner and the queue people, queue member, anything, so they can notify it instantly. So that is on the email notification. So when it is a task creation, again, when an SR is created, you can, created or updated, you can create a task and assign it as a task and appointment. Right? It is a activity in the system. So you can create a task saying, create task. You can create a task and assign it to your user. So you are saying SR created for this account. Put this account, please review. And the description again, you can please review severity 1 SR, something like that. So you can create the task to be resolved by so and so date. You give all this and you can set a due date. So when it is a current date or current date plus some 5 days, whatever, you can give this. And the owner, who should be the owner for this task. So you can select again, you have all this, right? And the same way you send the email, you can select the user for the task one. And then, so that is how you create tasks. And you have this execution schedule in everything. I mean, the workflow will be triggered based on your condition and when this action has to be performed. Maybe after 1 day. So you want to send the email notification the next day or next few hours. So you can do that when the workflow is triggered or any condition on resolution date. You can select any date parameter here, or you can trigger immediately also. So you can you have an option of scheduling it also. So this is what workflow. So email notification, task creation, outbound message. I said it's a web service call. You can make a outbound call. So you can just give the endpoint URL, and then you can make a call. So if SR is created, you want to make a web service call to your ERP system or your sales system or something. If it is not within this, it's a third-party application, you can make a web service call here. So that is what outbound message is. And business process flow. So this is a little, I don't know. So it is it is not working as expected, but still we can see this from day one. This feature is there in CRM. I don't know how effectively people are using. So I use this in my earlier days for a couple of demos and all that. So what it is this is a BPM flow. So BPM flow, there are approval flow out of the box. There are approval flows available. So you can say it can be anything, approval flow or any BPM flow. Okay. So here, if you see this, see, it is asking you to select a project name, BPM project. And if you search for it, see, these are all the out of the box flow, approval flow you have. I mean, not out of the box. which is available in this system. So when out of the box also you get these things. See the extension business process composite, see HCM onboard composite, CRM
Selva, one
business
quick
approval.
question.
Yeah.
Imagine a sales rep, want to get its approval for expenses, for example, sales expenses.
Mhm.
So how, in this case, imagine a field trigger, I create a workflow rule and all. So can I use this BPM there, or it has to go for a API call in the server script? How are you going to do it?
See, this is what you can use this BPM, Anand. Actually, you can use this BPM if we are sure about what this approval flow, out of the box approval flow does. Okay. See, I don't know what this. See, we have out of the box we get this one. One is a common business plan approval composite, self-service core registration composite, and if you could see this deal approval, lead approval, and all that. So that expense approval is something which we don't have it here.
Okay.
See, the BPM process,
So is it like that, what we have in opportunity, that approval flows, like opportunity go to the next stage, for example, before close, it has to be approved by somebody, for example. So in that case, can we use this, or it will be a simple other way to access? I understand there can be many approaches to do that. So I'm just trying to understand a real scenario which can be used here.
See, that is what. See, this BPM is very powerful, and so if you are, I mean, if we are expert in creating a new BPM process, it is good to create a BPM. 1 minute. If it is good to create a BPM flow and use it. Okay. And yeah, so that is irrespective of it, it can talk to the ERP system or HCM system or whatever. So we can create a BPM workflow and then we can use this. That is a good way of doing. I'm not doing it because I don't know how to create a BPM
No, I
flow.
know. See, I mean,
Yeah.
when it
See,
is
this
released
is
for
this.
that time, when I was working also, that time also BPM was there, but never used.
Mm,
So I understand it's
yeah.
very.
So this is what here we have email template and business process, right? So
Yeah, that's
here,
business.
yeah. So nowadays, BPM, now it is PCS, right? Process Cloud Service. Now we are leveraging PCS flow. So you create approval flow in PCS and you integrate here.
So just a generic question. Imagine if somebody has an enterprise solution, enterprise version of Sales Cloud. So BPM comes default, or Process Cloud where somebody has to buy, a customer has to buy additional license?
This BPM comes default.
Comes default.
Yeah, this particular thing comes by default. See, these are all the out of the box thing we have, and you can create a new BPM flow, or you can take a copy of it and you can do change on top of it. Okay. So that is what this comes by default in CRM. When user gets CRM, this comes by default. But the only thing is, I don't know. See, most of our sales, when I work with my sales people also, I never heard this was showcased in any of the demo, or this was not a differentiator. I don't know why and all that. What is the limitation also, that I don't know. So that is the thing.
Okay, Silva, one quick
1
question.
minute.
I know a little.
Yeah, go ahead.
Little off the topic, but you just shown us that service flows. Basically, this the same way we define in business rules in for Service Cloud. So I think pretty much the same way we define the every field level triggers or object workflows for subject object, and then you create a rule. But in a typical in engagement cloud, when we open a service request, there is something called milestone, where it says that, okay, for every milestone, these are the tasks or this is the due date, and it's a complete milestone map it shows, right? So imagine for a fresh environment, how you going to change it? Is it like here, or there is a separate screen where we design this milestones for engagement cloud, or
Okay. So milestone is a separate thing, Anant, actually. So it is not, see, milestone is a out of the box feature which is given. Okay. And see, whatever I was showing here in App Composer or Page Composer, it is all to extend the application. So that particular feature, milestone, there is something called action plan.
Mm.
All that are out of the box feature. So that we don't do it here. That is a setup and maintenance task.
Okay, that is a
Okay.
service setup
So,
maintenance. Okay.
correct. So even if you go to opportunity, you have this one, right?
Sales stages and sales
Yeah,
coach and all everything.
sales coach you have, and you can configure sales coach, and even in sales stage also you can set the required fields, additional documents, and all that, right? So those are all
Right.
out of the box feature of Engagement Cloud. And also, what else is there? There are many assessments, right? If you go to account, you have something called assessment. If you go to
Right,
contact,
right.
there is something called assessment.
Right.
So you can create an assessment template and set a score for it. So
Right.
lead scoring, yeah, all that. It is all single out of the box feature. It is all there in setup and maintenance. So whatever I was showing here, this is all to extend the application, which is not coming out of the box. Right.
Okay.
So these are all the extensibility tool. So this is how the BPM, right? So you have this BPM. So when you create a new project, this comes here, and after that, I don't know what do we do here. So you can create the human task, you can create the approval mechanism, approval flow, and you can call web service and all that. So this is PCS is a simplified version of BPM. So it is actually BPM is the process composer, right? So this is what we have, and you can create your own flow, and then you can call it in your workflow. Right here, you can call it in your workflow here. Okay, so when you select one, it will. So you created one. For example, you created one. For example, this one, extension business process composite. So if you created one, you can given the you can give the input. So this composite is designed in such a way it is demanding these inputs. So who may be the approver, and you can select the approver, and you can give the status. Approval status has to be come to which field. You can select the field in your service request or whatever object you are writing your workflow, and email address. So these are all parameters comes as per the project what you've selected, the BPM project what you selected here. Okay. So that is about BPM. So the BPM process in the approval, it will give this bell notification, and if you go to the notification, you can open the task and see. So it is all depends on how you design your BPM process.
Quick question.
Mhm.
One of the scenarios where the requirement is like if the win probability for an opportunity, if it reaches 70%, suppose, automatically project will be created. So that kind of processes will also be set up in BPM, or is it somewhere else?
When a win in opportunity, win probability is.
If it reaches say 70%, automatically a project will be created.
Yeah, so that is what see. It is depends on how do you do this. So if you ask me this task, what I will do is project is what? Project is again a custom object, right?
Right.
Custom object. So what I will do is I will write Groovy for this actually.
Okay.
So yeah, but BPM will not BPM. I don't know. See, I don't know BPM first of all, and how do we create a project and all that.
Yeah,
So,
maybe I can add on. So when in this particular scenario, normally it will not happen in BPM. Because imagine if there is an existing object is there and you are triggering some notification or updating some field or notifying something, then BPM can help it. But here the situation is little different because you are creating a new record altogether, new object altogether, and that to associate with a relationship with the opportunity to a project, right? So as you mentioned, a custom object you have to create. It's basically you are based on the field. You have to call a particular script or API.
Right, just set a condition basically.
Yeah, just a condition that you
I
set up
think
here.
why this question has come to Ava is that, so Ava, your question is, so based on the workflow we are creating a task. Similarly, you are thinking whether we can create opportunity or we can create project account. So no.
Can we create an object?
No.
Okay.
See, task creation is that they have given here because task is kind of a I mean, out of the, I mean, what I can say, it is a simple activity. It
Right,
is common for all the applications, right? All the project, all the
right,
objects.
right.
So that is why they were given here. Email, sending new email notification or creating a task or updating a field, it's all common for all the objects.
Mhm.
So that is why they've given here. So what, in your case, what you wanted to do is you want to create a project. So we don't have anything called a create project in this actions. So what you can do is you can say, write a simple Groovy to create a project, and you can call that Groovy script here. Okay, you can call that Groovy function here. You can
Got
give
it.
the condition opportunity. You can select you can select opportunity, and then when a record is updated, and you can give the condition if the win probability is more greater than 70%, call this Groovy function. What this Groovy function will do, it will create a project and it will associate to the opportunity, right? So
Got
that,
it.
yeah, so that is how you can do it actually. Okay, so
Yeah.
this is on the BPM part, and here you have the email template. Hope you would have seen the email template. Yeah, so this is very simple. You can just go and give the title and the, I mean, the subject and the content, and you can dynamically you can give the record values also. So that is what the email template. So the BPM is this one. Probably, I think whenever you guys get time, you can explore this. And so this is the one which I regularly use. This extension business process composite, and now it is. I don't know. It is not working. I don't know who is supporting that also. So email template. So these are all the email templates which are already there. And if you want to create one email template, you just go ahead and click on this plus, and yeah. So this object is service request something. Service request. Okay, I selected service encounter. Yeah, service request, and your email subject is going to be SR for, you can dynamically say account. This account has been created something, and then again you subject. Hi, you want to notify your primary contact. Yeah, so you can say primary contact phone number. Please call us on this one, and you can say hi primary contact. Your SR. So you can put all that. Okay, and here you can give a link also, hyperlink here. You can add a link, and you can dynamically add dynamic link also here. Even this also you can dynamically pass values and all that. So you can add a link, and you can do this formatting and all that. And here if you go to source code modality, you can write the actually HTML code and put it actually. So it can,
Powerful.
yeah,
Very
it can send the HTML content also. Okay, so this is the email template. So you create it here and you use this in your workflow, right? So that is what the email template and BPM, this you can create and use it in your workflow. So that is what the main thing which we about the workflows. And yeah, the Groovy script, again I said, here you see something called global function. You can go and write a Groovy and create a function, and that function can be called from here. Okay, so this is about the object workflow. Fine. So let me move on to this one. BBCS, I'll just tell you what it is. See here, when you on a GSE instance, when you get it, you will see when you go to auxiliary links, you have something called BBCS, and you will have something called DCS also. No, it's not. That link is not there. Okay, BBCS. When you click on it, it will open up the BBCS instance for this one. Yeah. So the username is always there is only one admin user on the BBCS instance which GSE provides. The username is john.dunbar underscore the 4-digit I mean 4-letter of the instance ZODD, and the password is the same weekly password. Okay. So this is how you log into BBCS. So this particular GSE provided instance, it is a shared instance. So based on the login, you log in. So when you say john.dunbar_ZODD, it will take you to the VBCS instance paired with this particular Fusion instance. If you log in as john.dunbar_ some other 4 letters, so it ZLXX, it will take you to the other instance. Okay, so this, yeah. So here you have this VBCS instance, and yeah, when you get it, actually there will not be any application, or there may be some application GSE provided. Yeah. So what we have here is yeah. So here you can create your new application. Nowadays GSE is giving us the customer 360 DCS portal, all that based on the new build they are giving it. We can import it here, and you can do it here. See, for example, how do you import? Is here like when you go to import application from file, and you can give a name test DCS demo something test DCS, and which is the file. So you will have the file locally. I mean, if you have downloaded from somewhere, or you can import it from the GIT one. See, for example, you can import our application. See, application from. Okay, I'm not going to import it, right? I'm going to create a new application. So is it an empty application, or so what kind of application you want? So you have the template created here. See, DCS for 19B, DCS for 20B, and all that you have. You can create one from this one. Now, so let me select 20C. Select.
So earlier they used to give us template. Now I think just GITs they are already pre-packaged, right?
Yeah. So I think nowadays it's all pre-packaged. Now they are giving it here. So if you can create from the template. See, that is what it's not that you need to use this template only. If you have any application which you created for another customer or something.
GIT is a hub where all these files are there. As a new customer, I may not be having all this, but because of GSE instance, already this templates are already in, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is how the new DCS thing is there. So it is created here, and then when you play this, you can see this application. How does it look like? So it has come like this, and you can make change on this application, and then you can stage and use that. When you click on the stage, it will be staged, and you will get the URL. And once it is staged, and you can publish this to us. See, this is how this one, the new VBCS application is, right? View a service request, submit a service request, view your work order, manage your user, my profile. So this is what the application they've created. And you wanted to make some change on this application. Just 1 minute. Hello, yeah. Yeah. So this one, how do you make the change application? So this is how it will be. You can see, yeah. So you can just go through the learning path of VBCS. That will be very helpful, and you can understand what and all you can do it in VBCS. But I'll tell you, first of all, it will go to this. There is something called shell page, and then flow. Flow is the other pages, whatever you have in the application. And then resources is where you have all the files related to this application. So when you go to the shell page, you can see what is there in shell. See, this is the overview top thing has been put in shell. So it is again how the application is designed. So this DCS template is designed in such a way they put the header and footer in the shell. The remaining all the pages are here actually. So here, so and you want to change. So see, in shell you have this top banner and the bottom banner. You could see at this top banner and the bottom banner. In between, whatever it is defined in the flow. Then you can see that.
Here you can do branding. Basically.
Correct. See,
Okay.
you can understand this application. See, when you come to DC, if you click on this is the application name. If you come here and if you go to settings, you will see the default page is shell. So the first shell will load. So here this is the page will load. And in shell, if you go to settings, the default page it is home page. So the shell has loaded and home page is loaded here. Okay. So now in shell you can make the changes. Like you can do the branding. So you can see you select this image and you wanted to change this image. See, if you select this, you will see the property here in the
Okay.
uh,
Great.
1 minute. Yeah, you can see the property here in the right hand side. So this one, this is a logo image and the data is what? So this is what the image it is showing. So I don't want this image. So I'll remove this. You can directly upload an image. Okay. Yeah, anything. So I'll put the Supremo
Okay.
Supremo logo. Yeah, it got uploaded and the logo will come here. And then yeah, again, if it is looking not good or something, you can give some height width to fit it here. Okay. And yeah, so you have design mode, live mode and code mode. So in design mode, we can do all that. And see, this is data. And you can see some, yeah, data, what and all we have this one. Yeah, you can upload an image or you can select an image from your system. So if you go here in the resources, come down. Yeah, resources, images, all that images will be here. So whatever we uploaded also got uploaded here. Or if you want to use something else, you can use it here. So that is this one. And then event. So what is this event? You can create an event. See, when I click on this, so what is the event? So you can write anything. So when I click on it, something should happen, right? When I click on the logo, navigation, navigate to open a URL. You can give some URL. When I click on that logo, it has to go to my, see, again, you get the property. It has to go to www.supremofinancials.com. And where it has to open on the same window or it has to open in a separate tab. You can give like that. You can create that event also. So yeah, that is what the BBCS is. BBCS options. We have a lot of things. Yeah. So now, if you go to live, see this is how it is. And what did you do? You change the logo and you created an event. So when you click on this, see navigation to an external link was blocked. So within this application, it's not loading. When you publish it, it will work. Supremo Financials. So those are the main things. Many things you can do. So this is on the shell page, right? I'll go to design and yeah, and yeah, and this one. If you could see here, yeah, one is general and data event. I said, right? Yeah. Here you have live mode, design mode, and code mode. If you go to code, you can see automatically the code which got generated on whatever is designed there. See, this is completely a HTML and OJET code. Then if you are good at OJET, you can go and actually do it at the code level also. So that is what this is. And when, yeah, so next it will go to the home page, correct?
How to publish this?
Yeah, I'll just tell you. Yeah. So home page start. So this is the page, right? See, you have all this. So you have the new box, and yeah. So you see this view your service request. If you go to your code.
So we can move this block, remove this block.
Yes, you can you can completely modify or you can build your own application.
Okay,
see in design mode. See if you don't want this one, yeah, you can delete it. Just hit delete, and then or see there are many things. See here, I'll show you. Here, if you go to when you come on this page, see I deleted completely. And if you have something called component here, right? You can, if you want to put an image here, you can put an image. Okay.
We have this recruitment cloud portal in HCM. Can that also be modified with this Is it based on VBCS or it's something like Java?
No idea. I've not seen that application. Recruitment portal. See, most probably it will be 90%. I think it will be built on BBCS only. Yeah. So here, yeah, you want to put an image. Again, you go here and you want to put any image, anything, you can put it here. See, you have many other components. You want to create a button, or you want to put a text paragraph, or a text box. See, combo box. All that is there. See, you can, yeah, you can modify this application, or you can build your own application also. So that is how you do it, and then when you play, right, you can see the the actual version of this. See, this is how it is. And then once you are done, what you do is you go and stage this application. Click on stage. The application will be staged. So when it is in development mode, you will not be, the others will not be, only the developers can just play and see this, right? And then when it is in stage mode, then only you'll get the URL. So go to all applications. You see, so it is, yeah, when you are in development mode, you will not get anything, any URL here. So as it is staged, you go and click on it, you will get the URL. So this URL, you can give it to anyone, or you can use it somewhere in your application to do this. To extend this, you can use this URL. So there is some, one is stage. When an application is development, you do your development and you stage the application. When it is staged, again, you can further go and make changes. You can keep making the change and keep staging it. So it is like you adding changes and compiling it. Okay. And once there is something, and once everything is done, you will make this publish. Okay. So when you publish it, once you published, you will not be able to make change further because it is live now. Kind of. Yeah. So it is live now. So you can, this is the live URL. Only the URL changes. If you could see, this is live, and here you will not see the live. It will say the version. So okay, so this is live. Now, if you want to make any change on this application, if you go and you can still see it, you can log in and see the. You can go to the application and you can see the configurations and all that, but you cannot make any change as this has been published and it has been live. So in that case, if you want to see, the design mode is turned off now. Yeah, and even in code mode also, if you, I don't think you'll be able to do anything. See, you cannot do any code here. So as it is published. So in that case, as this application is published, what you need to do is you go here and you say create a new version, and 1.0.1, you create a new version and then use that one, right? Yeah, so it's for our demo purpose, it's not really required to publish the application anymore. You just do your changes, stage the application and use the stage URL. So in case if any further change also, you can come and do the change, again stage, use the same URL.
So in a real life, what will happen is, if it is a customer service portal which has to be deployed on customer's website, I would first stage it for a testing purpose. And if the testing is done with the help of some customers or internal users, then we will publish that, right?
Yes, we'll publish that. When we publish that, so the URL will be like this, live. Okay. And so this URL remains the same. So now I want to make a change on the published one. So what I have to do is I will come and take a new version, create a new version. Okay, create a new version. Now this is in development mode. Again, now I will stage this application. I made the change and I'll stage this application. And again, I'll publish it. So when I publish this, the latest one will become live. The old one will become deprecated. See here. So now one is live, one is on development to stage. It has come now. So I want to publish this now. So the URL will remain the same. It will not change. Yeah. So 1 minute. I'll publish this. When I publish this, the version 1.0 will be. Yeah.
Selva, have you worked on Service Cloud right now? Uh,
Yeah,
you want to-
yeah.
So just like we have that self-service portal,
Mm.
but that portal configuration is bit, it's not so user-friendly. So compared to that, DCS seems to be user-friendly, right, Ananta?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what the Service Cloud team is also changing everything. The customer portal is going away. The
Oh, is
typical
it?
old approach. Yeah. The old approach is going away. Everything will be, this VBCS. So even though it is Sales Cloud or Service Cloud, the portal part will be the same. But I don't know how for a B2C angle, because normally B2C will be very heavy when it comes to the portal approach.
So is
Maybe
there any performance issues with this VBCS, DCS? Selva,
there
any?
I don't know. Maybe
No,
yeah.
no, no. I'm talking to Selva.
Performance issue with VBCS you are asking?
Yeah, DCS. VBCS
Yeah,
is
maybe
DCS.
says TCS. Yeah. So,
Yeah. See, performance issue. See, now one is this is a yes, there is a performance issue because GSC provided GSC instances. This VBCS instance will remain one, and it will be shared with all the Fusion applications, right? So that is one reason.
No. It's
no,
fine. Internal is
customers.
fine. External.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for end customers.
external, it's not that way. So external VBCS is lightweight and it's good. It's OJET, right? It's not like our Fusion application, ADF application. It is very good.
Okay.
Yeah,
Very
it
good.
is
Very good.
lightweight and the performance is also good. But it is depends on how you
Yeah,
design your
because
application.
say generally Service Cloud is used for a B2C scenario, while
Hmm.
Engagement Cloud is used for a B2B scenario, where this
Yeah.
DCS is used. So in a B2B scenario, the usage is not so heavy,
Hmm.
right? In B2C scenario, the usage is very heavy. Millions of customer may be landing on that customer self-service portal,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So when these people are going from removing that right now self-service portal with this DCS based VBCS, will there be any impact on the performance? That's what we were talking about. But you can we can take it offline. That's not
Yeah,
Yeah,
even
so
I
maybe
do.
it is early
uh,
for us.
yeah.
Yeah, I
True.
don't know. So that is again
Then I will
primarily
take it
based
offline.
on
Yeah.
PHP.
Selva,
Yeah.
one question, like, the DCS, we have customer self-service portal, that's one. Even PRM also has a partner portal.
Mm-hmm.
So is it like in the same DCS where you started, you imported for the 20C and
Mm-hmm.
there are some pre-packaged like service and all. So is
Mm-hmm.
it like in the same, I can see the PRM part also, partner portal?
See,
First of all, are you aware of that, Selva? I'm
yeah.
sure you'll be aware.
Yeah,
Partner portal.
partner portal I'm aware. See, see now this one. So this template. So this is a GSC provided instance, right? And if you go to this template, so this is all they have given. I mean,
Okay, so this is the only digital service,
yeah,
no
coming from the product, right? Only
Yeah.
digital we have, and we have this customer 360 application. Now, all that application GSC is giving in a. We can download it from demo store, actually.
Yeah.
Right.
In fact,
Yeah, we
I
can
sent you that
download
script.
and we can, instead of creating it from here, you can import it
Okay.
and then application from file
Okay.
and
Okay.
yeah, and you can do this one.
Maybe if the PRM template is there, maybe we can import and straight away start.
Yes, you can download it
But
from demo store and you can import it here.
is PRM built on DCS? Sorry,
Yeah,
VBCS.
yeah.
Oh, very good. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is one customer portal which I recently have done, and see, this is you can you have the knowledge search integrated. So yeah. One thing I didn't tell you actually that is really important. Yeah, I'll tell you. So this one, see the service search happens, and I have given here something called book a test drive, which is at Gargash DCS. So here, I don't know whether it work or not now. There are many things. This is done way back in See, we have given a calendar view. So now the passwords are not updated, it will not show. So it will show all the booked slot data here, and you can create a test drive appointment or something from here. Okay, so
Okay,
this,
okay.
yeah,
Yeah, nice.
this I've created and given in the DCS
So
portal.
any service industry, they can use this calendar. So
Correct.
is it like on the portal, or imagine if I'm a service agent or a call center agent, I can do it inside my tool, inside CRM?
Yes, yes. See, these two calendar, that's what I was about to show you that day. Under contact, I've given these two. One is to book a test drive, another one is book to service. So when a
Okay, okay.
service
Yeah,
is
yeah. That time you were
under
contacting.
service request, so customer when he gets a call and the contact profile opens up, they'll see this calendar. When they're talking, they can book a test drive. They go to the calendar and see the available slot. I mean, it'll be filled in with the actual appointments. So available slot, and then they can book for the appointment. So they can select the car model and all that. So this I've
So it's
given.
basically this URL, whatever the BBCS launched URL, live URL, we call it within Salesforce in mashup, content mashup, right?
Yeah, exactly. So this one. So this not the complete URL, only this book test drive part. So this
Book test type only.
yeah, this particular I put it as a mashup content there. Yeah, and how does see, well, for first thing what we yeah, one thing what we were seeing is how to change the layout and all that, and how this data coming to this system. So that is what this one which so this was saying. So when you go to this application settings, you have something called services, and here you see the Fusion integrated application integrated here already, right? So you can see here when you go to this Oracle Cloud application, you can see which application this particular DCS application is linked to. See, you
So
can
we
see
can fetch the data from existing objects.
Correct.
Right. So for example, if the customer is already a registered user on the portal, he logs in to the portal, and because his record is there in account, so that relevant data about his past interaction can be fetched into the portal, right?
Right. Exactly.
Very amazing, yeah. This is very flexible.
Yeah. So here you can. So it's already added. So this is pointing to this one. So yeah, what are the cloud application you can see? First one is you can. What is the ERP application and what is the sales and service or CRM and HCM applications? Yeah, you can add it here. See that is nothing but.
Is that Silva? Because our environments are already have 3 verticals, GSC environment, so that's why all the 3 options are automatically populated, or we have
no. So when you click on this, see this is GSC instance. It's already added, so you can add the server here. So when we add as an Oracle Cloud application, so this ZO whatever the application which is added now, it has all these 3, right? This ZODD. ZODD, it is a Fusion application, right? So if customer has only CRM, only that will come. Okay, so yeah, so you just
basically
give this,
the pod ID
name.
you give it,
yes.
whatever you have.
Yeah, you just give this host and give the authentication mechanism, and then add it. So your application is added here, and then how do you want to use the data? Here you have something called service connection. Service connection, you want to add a new service. So is it from catalog or from any other endpoint? So if it is from catalog, in a sense, you already added your Fusion application. So is it from your Oracle Cloud application? Yes. So I can use any of this service, right? You don't have to directly give the API. You can just browse and select the catalog here. So that is one way. Or you can directly create a REST API. It is some other REST API which is not your Fusion application or something. You can directly give your API URL here, and you can register it, and then you can use it there. So this is one. And you have something called BO. BO is nothing but a data object. You can create it here, like create a table. I mean, employee table or car model, something like that. So this will not store in Fusion. It will store within this VBCS application. The customer, when they get this, I think they get a 5 GB or space or something. So they can get, they can create their model, table, and to store some simple data here within the VBCS application. Again, so yeah, you created a table and you can create fields here. Go here, create a new field, and you can set security, and yeah, you can upload data and you can export data to the table. And one good thing is you get your endpoint for the table also. That endpoint can be used anywhere in your application.
So
That-
imagine if it is a ERP point of view, let's say some customer does not have a ERP and I have orders and inventories that I can store it in here as a, I mean, forget about the integration, how we sync it, but at least the object I can store it here and show it for my end customer.
Yes, that's what. You can create a simple table here and you can maintain it as a, you can dump some dummy data, I mean export of ERP application and few data, partial data, and you can use it for your within the VBCS application. So there is no need of integration in that case. So data will be retrieved from here.
But it will not be available within CRM. It will be only in the VBCS.
Only in VBCS. If you want to
But
have
but we can always publish this information on the portal, right? DCS portal.
Yes, you can
Once we have this VBCS.
Correct.
So, like Ananta, we are just discussing this 2 days back. This DMS portal.
Partner pipe.
Partner. So DMS portal, what will happen is, because they are only looking at CRM, all the CRM data will can be available for distributors based on their user profile and security profile. At the same time, the distributor can also fetch in data from SAP about
their orders, the ongoing
payments, orders and invoices. That can be in a single screen. So
Absolutely.
with the help of DCS, this is
Absolutely.
fantastic. Yeah, great.
So this integration, Silva, how you do it? This, let's say for some external, like sir mentioned, SAP I have. Let's say that they give us my API, I mean URL they give me where I can fetch the records. So in the same custom object what you are in the screen, how would I do integration? I mean, just a call of any server.
See, for example, now you have an SAP API. You need to show some data in your Fusion or in your customer portal from customer's SAP application. So consider that is I mean, what it is. Maybe
order data,
inventory data, whatever it is.
Maybe order or in SAP. So you have the API, right? You get the API and you create a simple page here. Okay, you create a simple page. You create a simple page. See, you go to flow and you say order, create. So your order page got created, right? So your order page got created. Go to order start, and you wanted to. So it will be a blank page here now. 12:30, I have a call, but
Sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
Maybe we can end the call whenever you want, Silva, and maybe we can do the remaining stuff.
We'll.
This is very interesting. I'm very impressed with this thing.
So maybe we'll keep connecting. So you put a list, right, Ananta? And okay. So let me not put a list. So this may be.
So these are all the navigations for this page. That's what the icons or the.
No. So I'll tell you. See now what you see. This is your DCS application, right? In your DCS application, I'm creating a page here.
New page, right?
Yeah. So or you wanted to show only the order data, right? You can create one blank application. And you can create one page. As this application, I'm creating it here. You create a brand new application, simple application, and you create a page, right? And then put table. Okay. So you put a table here.
Right.
My table is not coming. Yeah. Table. And what is that table? So this is the table, right? And table general this thing, and you have data. Where is the data is supposed to come? Okay. So you go here. So this one, quick start, right? And here you say add data. So where is my data is coming from? Is it from any data model or from any API Okay.
Oh, got
Okay.
it.
So
Yeah.
before you do this, you have your API. You go to the service connection and create an API. Okay, from
Oh.
endpoint. Your endpoint is like your SAP slash orders or something, right? So that will be your this thing. You create it here. Once you create your API and give the security mechanism, you come here and then you can select. For example, it will show like BO or now currently we
So
have only
whatever
these
the
two.
list of APIs are already list, that is all it is showing, right? So you
Correct,
can
correct,
select
correct.
this.
So now
Okay.
you are going to say you select service request probably now. Consider this as your order, and it will show all the fields which your API is giving.
Okay. Then you
Okay,
go drag and drop and
you
click it.
just select what are all the things you wanted to show in your table, and select, and then what is this?
Finish,
Why it is?
whatever.
No, it should show finish. Why it is not showing finish?
Taking longer time.
Okay, but we got it, right?
Yeah. So once you do that, right? Yeah, primary ID also I selected.
It's taking time to sync or something like that, maybe.
No. I think based on we selected a wrong service maybe. Yeah. So once you select the right service, it will show the data here. Okay. So it will make the call and it will get the data. So you in this page you can see the list of orders from your SAP system. And this particular page you can put anywhere. I mean, if you wanted to put it in your DCS, or you can put it in your DCS, or
Even within a CRM also, I can call this.
That's
and
what.
this
That's
URL I
what
can
we were.
yeah.
You can add it in a sub tab as a mashup content.
So, sir, this is what exactly we are saying. We don't have to store it in a CRM. All these orders. We
Correct.
can just make a view access in the CRM or in the portal, which will be
Yeah, we were talking about something called page integration also, right? So you can go to page integration. You can give this URL. So you put this and consider the thing that your application has only this page. So forget about it. So we created a new application only this page, and you stage this application and you publish this. Take that URL, go to your page integration, and you can give there. So this particular page will be accessible from the CRM itself.
Yeah. So what about OPA and let's say what if I have to put it there? The same approach?
Where in Fusion or
let's
here?
Say, no, in the same DCS.
DCS, right? DCS you are asking, correct?
Yeah, in the DCS.
Yeah, in the DCS, I think this anyone.
OPA is already inbuilt. I think somewhere last time.
Yeah. See, OPA. Once you create an OPA interview, you get the interview URL, correct? And that
right. That URL.
And that URL you can see. You don't have anything called integrated or something. You can just iframe that OPA URL. So if you would have seen our Fins vertical DCS application, it has a lot of OPA interview integrated with that. I wanted to show that, but I don't know whether I have it or not. See, there are a few other applications which we have created.
So now we used those DCS things, right, Selva? So if you don't have to use DCS and you want to start a new application, let's say you click on new. Yeah. When you click on new,
I'll go to that instance. Yeah.
Just let's not use DCS because we initially used DCS, right?
Right.
So let's say I'm starting from a new scratch, building a new application. Where can I see those CRM and HM objects? Catalogs, right?
Okay. Application. And so it is an empty application. We are not going to use any of this template.
Yes.
Okay. So 1 minute.
Sorry.
So this is a new application, and here what we want to create a new web application. Okay, so how this is going to be this one. There's demo. Create a new application. Okay, and currently you don't have any service connections. So now you go to this settings, and if you go to services, you have nothing here, right? And you are going to create one. This is a integration application, and you're going to create one. Select this. It is going to be Oracle Cloud application, correct?
Yep.
And say select this, and here you give the host name of this one. Host name, and yeah, authentication. It is going to be Oracle Cloud account. So why we are selecting Oracle Cloud account is, see, this VBCS application also has this John Dunbar. As this is pre-integrated, we are selecting cloud account, or else we need to use whichever is necessary.
Yeah. Great. Okay.
So that's it. As you given this host name, this particular Fusion instance has sales and service, HCM, and ERP. We see all these three here. Okay.
Right. Yeah. So I can pick up some of the objects from sales.
Yeah. And now in your this one, you see, you go to service connection. You don't have any service connection. See, what you done is you paired your Fusion instance with this VBCS application, and you can create a connection now. So you can go to select from catalog. So what you want to do, you wanted to bring data from your service, from your CRM, right?
Okay.
When you select that, it will show all the endpoints from your service connection. So this is
like opportunities, objects,
everything in the system. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah. So yeah, it is erroring out because CORS is not enabled. Cross origin. I think enabled only. Yeah, here. Dynamic service supports cross. And use proxy support. So then it will look for all the services available in this one, and it will show, and you can pick which one you want. So while that is coming. See, this is one partner portal we recently built for Chola. This is a pure custom application, and if you could see here, Ananta, you have OPA embedded here. See, this is OPA again. So end of this interview submission, it will create a opportunity. Okay, so now all the passwords and all may not be updated, so you can see that. So there's one custom calendar here.
Is it a live one or you created, Silva?
No, nothing. So this is created from the scratch.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very good. Excellent.
Yeah, so there is someone, right, in APAC only, Sandy Santhanagopal. He's a UI expert actually. So he put a lot of effort on changing the functionality and all I've created, and the UI part he worked actually. So there are many other things. So this is one partner portal. This guy, Bastian, right? Bastian in Australia.
Sebastian.
Yeah. I think they won this deal, Suncorp, this one. For that, they demonstrated this broker portal. So this has something. I don't know what this is. He just shared that with me.
It is a CRM, look like a CRM, and you created it on a portal.
No, this is a VBCS application.
Yeah, but
yeah.
okay.
So this must be for they are agents, right?
Yeah,
They are
for
not
the correct.
they are not their employees. The
I got it.
agents will
Not
have
for
access.
in-house, for their
हाँ
मतलब जैसे हम partner distributor बोल रहे हैं
हाँ
कि some
हाँ तो
simple
agents because they are
agents
not
के लिए.
employees, they cannot access Sales Cloud. So they would have given this portal to access their commissions and all those things.
बहुत सही है सर ये. I mean बहुत सेल्स और सर्विस दोनों एंगल के लिए ये जैसे रियल एस्टेट के लिए हम बात करते हैं ना, बहुत सारे ब्रोकर्स they don't want to give a complete license for their brokers, distributors or resellers, insurance resellers जैसे आप बोल रहे थे, वही सही है. I mean
So this is one. So now this financial vertical or now the GCE, they are giving a different customer 360. So this is one customer 360. This is a very old version, which is simple. I mean, so this in contact page will iframe this. We'll do the mashup content and we'll show that. So the customer when they
क्या
open
ये
the
GSC में अवेलेबल है क्या सेल्वा? Is it within
ये
our
वाला
environment? हाँ, this
ये
page.
बहुत पुराना है, लेकिन अभी GSC वाला सी आई थिंक डेमो स्टोर में है.
तो अभी मैंने आपको लिंक भेजा है.
वो सेम है क्या वो? ओके सर.
हाँ सेम ईमेल में भेजा है ना मैंने.
हाँ ठीक है सर.
ये 360 डिग्री वाला ये है.
See one now earlier ये इसके लिए था, अब finance के लिए, so that will show the opportunity, policy, loan, ये वो. Oh yeah, so this is the one. Yes, the customer, see, HRG customer 360 is for horizontal, DCS for horizontal. Yeah. Okay, let me download this. Okay, and 360, and this is for this one. Okay. Digital customer. This is what we are seeing now, right? Okay. Vision service. Okay, Supremo Financial DCS. Okay, so this got downloaded now. What I'll do is, yeah, so now sir, this got separated and it shows all the services, correct? So you can select whichever services. It shows all your custom objects, standard object, everything. You wanted to
pick up contacts. Let's say pick up contacts.
Yeah.
Quickly.
Contacts, right?
Or accounts. Accounts is there. Anyone contacts
Okay,
or accounts.
Let's take accounts. Accounts. That is the thing. So the first time when it makes the web service call and all that, no, it will take some time. But once we added that, it'll be good. Yeah. Accounts. Okay, I'll say create. The following definition not fixed. Okay. So now the account has come here.
Okay.
So under service connection, you have the CRM REST API. And if you go and see the server, it is from VB catalog. Catalog में हम इधर setting में क्या server दिया है, उसके बाद it is calling the account. See this one has come. And endpoint में what are all the endpoints we have? You have get account, get all account, create account, get one, update, delete, get many, all that we have. ठीक है. So अभी in our application here flow में, so पहले only one page will be there, main start, and then you can keep creating flows and keep creating pages. इधर मुझे चाहिए एक list
of accounts.
Yeah. So table अलग है, list view is like this. ऐसा था. So now you are going to add data. add data में क्या करना है? So I want to get accounts, right? Accounts. So कैसे चाहिए? इसे picture के साथ चाहिए or this one? And let me select this one. And I'll select next. And here, what are all? You can select 5 fields. Okay, name. Organization name. Yeah, organization name चाहिए. Owner name चाहिए. Whatever. I'll put address. Address may not come because yeah, so it has a few this thing. Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
So party number is the unique one. No, party ID is the unique one. And then say next. Any filter criteria you want to show? No. So that's also. So it shows all the accounts now, right?
And okay, great. And now I can just stage it.
Yeah, you can stage
it.
and publish it, and once you publish, you take that URL and you use it anywhere here.
Great.
Right, and you have other options also, like as you are showing in the list, you have, I mean, add create page, add edit page, add detail page. So either button आ जाएगा, button आने के बाद, so you can automatically, it will make the delete API, update API, वो सब हो जाएगा. So you can do the account operation from this page also. Right. So now currently we are showing only the list page. So for example, now I'll say add delete action. So again, delete action के लिए क्या होना है? So again, account. This will be the source. I'll say finish. So it will exactly call the delete endpoint, and it will delete the record also.
Great.
See now. Yeah. So you have delete accounts button. Na? So when you go to live mode, you select one and you click on delete. It will do the delete. See, could not delete status 404. So the API has some problem. So we need to pass the right value to the API. Right, something like that. So that is the one. Yeah. So now I'll quickly application from file, the one which I downloaded now. As the customer 360 ZODD. I'll import, which is GSC has given here. Okay, so now this one, as we have imported now we go to settings and services. Whatever GSC has packaged and uploaded there, it is also has this Fusion application integrated. When they exported it, it is pointing to this one. Okay, so this is not our instance. We want this to point to our this one. Hold it here. An Oracle Cloud account, dynamic personalization.
सर अपना जो CRM का है वो that is still working going on as a वो दिख नहीं रहा है वो दोनों. It could have I think we could have used the BBCS link, but वो दोनों अभी progress में है. Which one we can use in that case?
थोड़ा offline बात करते हैं ना, because उसको Hello has to attend a call ना, so let him finish.
Okay, sure. Sorry.
So I just changed, I imported that GSC provided one, and I pointed it to this particular Fusion instance.
Mhm.
See, now it is coming. So these are
Wow.
our, yeah. So it will dynamically pull. So that is how they have designed. I mean, see, there are many endpoints here. Get install base, CRM API, contacts, token, everything. So this one. So you can change whatever you want. ये opportunity दबा की जगह में दूसरा चाहिए. So we can change the source of this, or this blue color you wanted to change to something else. So many things.
This is great, man.
So
So
now how this Lisa Lobber is coming? See, in application level, this one. See, how do you embed it in this one? It is again a mashup content, right? See, now in customer 360 application level, if you go to variable, uh, see, there is something called party number. Party number, they've defaulted to 4556, which is Lisa Lobber. That is why it is showing Lisa Lobber's data.
okay.
Right. And if you pass some other ID, it will show that particular user.
So if it is, let's say, Lisa Jones, it will pass
Lisa
Jones.
Lisa Jones is not a contact, right? Lisa Jones is this one.
Oh, sorry, user.
Yeah,
User.
right. What is this guy's name? Number I
So
don't know.
if that particular customer or account has data,
Yeah. 1 minute. I'll just check. This one, right? ZODD. Get ZODD, and I'll say contacts authorization. This is the password. Array. Contact. Okay. Contact, right? The required version contact is not. Oh, okay. Okay, let me see. So let me pick another contact called Blake Phillips. This guy's number is 3369. I'll go and default it to. So in the URL, once you publish this, and in the URL, you can dynamically pass the logged in. I mean, whichever contact you are opening, right? You can pass that particular party number, so that get passed as a parameter, and it loads that contact. Why it is again loading Lisa Lobber. Party number 3369. Party ID. Okay, I don't know for what reason it is still loading Lisa Lobber, but we need to pass the right ID, sir. So once we pass it, it will show for that particular contact.
have you built any commerce kind of a portal with this VBCS?
Commerce? No.
Simple commerce portal like for a B2B scenario. as a POC for any of these demos?
I'm just thinking that there was a demand, something like this, but no. See, for one Middle East, this thing, it's again for B2B, for a cement company. So in DCS portal, they'll customer has to come and look for the product catalog and place an order.
Absolutely.
Something like that. So this is for a Middle East cement company, Eastern Cement or something. For that, we thought of doing it, but as Commerce Cloud is very expensive, they don't want to go for it.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. So then what did we do is, I don't know. So we didn't build anything on VBCS because that will take a lot of effort. And so we created a simple catalog and all that in CPQ actually. So we iframed that CPQ catalog, order placing in the DCS portal.
Okay.
So that is what we have done. I don't have any video, or I think I lost access also to that.
That's a very good solution actually. Can you just find out if you have some content around that? This is very good use case.
Yeah, but even there we had some problem because CPQ is meant for the sales guys, right? I mean, it's for sales rep or channel manager, not for end users. End users to go and go to CPQ application and praise about. But that catalog we designed in such a way, just to show customer that customer can do this.
So, in most of the dealer management scenario, this is what is required because dealers in a B2B company don't have many items in the catalog. They want to ask for these items on a regular basis. It's not like a B2C scenario where there'll be a lot of workload or performance issues with thousands and millions of items.
Okay.
So, for example, dealer of a car company, he will have 10 car models, right? So the dealers will book the order on the portal itself, like what I'm saying, and those cars will be delivered.
Okay. Yeah. So
And as you rightly said that B2B commerce, this commerce platform will be very expensive for such situation.
Right. But we don't have such portal in VBCS, built on VBCS for sure. I'm not seeing anywhere also.
Okay. Well, I'm sure there would be a lot of requirement like this.
But it is meant for, earlier what we had, not earlier, even we have this ATG framework, right? That is to build the commerce applications. But so again, Commerce Cloud is also built on top of ATG. But VBCS is a simple, primary application development tool, right? But we don't have any skeleton as such for now as this thing. So even that is why in that I started creating like just a simple order placement or something for that thing, for that engagement, and then so it was taking a lot of time. So then we went with the CPQ idea of doing it.
Okay.
Okay.
So, great. Thank you so much, Selva. I know
yes, sir, I'm already 14 minutes late for another call. Yeah, I'll just join there.
Sure, thank you.
Yeah, probably we'll meet again sometime next week also.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
let people do some research and some practice.
Sure, sir.
So that when you are coming next week, we will have some questions for you.
Okay.
So, resolve those issues.
Thank
you.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Thank
you.
Everyone.
Great job. Thank you so much, Selva. Guys, I think you should also thank to Selva, man.
Thank you, Selva, for such an insightful session.
Yeah.
Look forward to work with you.
Yeah.
Take
So,
care.
You can ping me in case of anything. But again, we'll meet next week sometime. Yeah.
Great. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so much, Selva. Thank you.
Bye. End.